Have you ever walked into a room and felt like all eyes were on you and not in a good way? Or maybe you've held back from speaking up in a meeting, even though you knew you had the perfect idea? That feeling, that little voice of doubt, is something we all face. But what if I told you that you could silence that voice? What if you could build a type of confidence so solid, so unshakable, that it becomes your superpower? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. This isn't about faking it till you make it. This is about building real, authentic, unstoppable confidence from the ground up. So, what's the big secret? It's not a magic pill or an overnight transformation. The secret to unstoppable confidence is treating it like a muscle. You have to work it out, challenge it, and be consistent. And the first exercise in our confidence workout is what I call the competence loop. Think about something you're really good at. It could be anything: baking the perfect chocolate chip cookie, playing a specific video game, or even parallel parking like a pro. How did you get good at it? You practiced. You started. You probably weren't great, but you kept doing it. You learned, you improved, and with every small success, your confidence in that one area grew. That's the competence loop in action. Action leads to skill, and skill builds confidence. This principle applies to everything. Let's say public speaking terrifies you. The thought of it makes your palms sweat. Instead of avoiding it, you start small. You volunteer to give a 1-minute update in a team meeting. It's scary, but you prepare. You do it, and you survive. Maybe you even get a nod of approval from your boss. That's a small win. Your brain registers this: okay, I did that, and it wasn't a catastrophe. You've taken the first step. Next time, maybe you present for 3 minutes. Each time you take a small, manageable action and succeed, you're building competence. You're proving to yourself that you can do it. This isn't about jumping off a cliff. It's about building a staircase, one step at a time. The confidence you gain from these small wins accumulates, creating a powerful upward spiral. I remember when I first started this channel. The idea of talking to a camera in an empty room felt incredibly awkward. My first few videos were, well, let's just say, they won't be winning any awards. I was stiff, I stumbled over my words, and I was constantly worried about what people would think. But I kept doing it. I made one video, then another. I watched other creators. I learned about lighting, about editing, about how to structure a script. With each video, I got a tiny bit better and a tiny bit more comfortable. My competence in making videos grew, and so did my confidence. Now, turning on the camera feels natural. It's because I went through the competence loop over and over again. The second key to building unstoppable confidence is to master your self-talk. Your brain has a narrator, and that narrator is either your biggest cheerleader or your harshest critic. For many of us, it's the critic. It's the voice that says, "You're going to mess this up," or "Everyone else is smarter than you." This is called negative self-talk, and it's a confidence killer. The secret is to become the manager of your own mind. You have to catch that negative voice and challenge it. Here's a practical technique. When you hear that inner critic pipe up, I want you to treat it like an annoying pop-up ad on a website. You don't have to believe it. Acknowledge it and then reframe it. So if your mind says, "I can't handle this presentation, I'm not prepared enough," stop. Take a breath. Then consciously reframe it to something more realistic and positive, like, "I've prepared for this presentation and I know my material. I'm capable of doing a good job." Or, "This is a challenge, but it's also an opportunity to learn and grow." Think about a friend who comes to you with a problem. Would you ever say to them, "Wow, you're right. You're probably going to fail miserably"? Of course not. You'd offer encouragement and support. You need to start treating yourself with that same kindness. Be your own best friend. For example, a friend of mine was terrified of job interviews. Her inner critic would have a field day, telling her she wasn't qualified and that she'd say something stupid. We worked on this. Before her next interview, every time a negative thought popped up, she would literally say out loud, "Thanks for sharing, but I'm going to focus on my strengths. She replaced, I'm going to bomb this with, I have valuable skills to offer, and I'm excited to share them. She didn't get the first job she interviewed for, but her confidence grew so much that she landed an even better role a few weeks later. She didn't change her qualifications, she changed her inner narrative. The third pillar of unstoppable confidence is embracing imperfection and seeing failure as data. Perfectionism is a trap. It tells you that if you can't do something perfectly, you shouldn't do it at all. This keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, terrified of making a mistake. But here's the truth. Confident people aren't people who never fail. They're people who aren't afraid to fail. They understand that failure isn't a reflection of their self-worth. It's simply a part of the learning process. It's feedback. It's data that tells you what doesn't work so you can try something else. Think of the greatest innovators and athletes. Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players of all time, famously said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." He didn't let those misses define him as a failure. He used them as information to get better. So, how can you apply this? Give yourself permission to be a beginner. The next time you try something new, whether it's a new hobby, a new skill at work, or even just trying a new recipe, go into it with the mindset of a scientist. Your goal isn't to be perfect. Your goal is to learn. If the soufflé collapses, you don't think, "I'm a terrible cook." You think, "Okay, the oven temperature might have been off, or maybe I overmixed it. I'll try a different technique next time." You separate the outcome from your identity. This mental shift is incredibly liberating. It takes the pressure off and allows you to take more risks, which, as we know from our first point, is how you build competence and, ultimately, confidence. Let's recap the 3 secrets to building unstoppable confidence. First, use the competence loop. Take small, consistent actions to build skills, because skill is the foundation of genuine confidence. Second, master your self-talk. Become the manager of your mind, challenge your inner critic, and be your own biggest cheerleader. And third, embrace imperfection and reframe failure as data. Give yourself permission to be a beginner and see every mistake as a lesson. Building confidence is a journey, not a destination. It's a daily practice. It's about choosing to take a small step, choosing to speak to yourself with kindness, and choosing to learn from your setbacks instead of letting them defeat you. It's about building a relationship with yourself that is based on trust and respect. And when you do that, you don't just feel more confident, you become unstoppable. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I truly hope these insights help you on your own journey. If you found this video valuable, you know what to do. Hitting that like button really helps the channel reach more people who might need to hear this message. And if you have your own tips for building confidence, please share them in the comments below. I love reading your stories and learning from you all. And of course, if you want more content like this to help you live your best life, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.